Day 10, Advanced Planning. For we are his workmanship, created in Jesus Christ for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2 and 10. More than anything else, a sense that we already have too much on our plate keeps us from asking for a larger life. Why should I ask God for more territory, we wonder? I can't keep up with my life now. I remember the doubt written all over Gerald's face when he was trying to convince me that this part of Jabbar's prayer wouldn't work for him. Gerald is a brand new manager for one of America's largest corporations. From dawn till dusk, he tracks his time in 15-minute segments, and every slot is accounted for. Bruce, I simply have no more time to give to anything, he said. Sounds very promising, I replied, much to his surprise. Let's see what God can do. Then I challenged him to surrender his day timer to God's care for the next week. Ask God to enlarge your borders, and Gerald asked him to let it show up right there on your schedule where you can see it. The next week when we met, I asked Gerald if God had given him a 25-hour day yet. He laughed. No, but I've had quite a week, he said. Gerald went on to describe a personal breakthrough through a creative application of technology that had never occurred to him before. He had been able to significantly multiply his effectiveness. In addition, during the natural course of his day, he kept stumbling into conversations with co-workers that seemed God ordained. I'm beginning to feel that a supernatural force must be at work in my life to arrange things according to a bigger agenda, he said. I don't have more time, but God is helping me use my time differently. Have you ever felt that if you were to really expand your borders, God would have to accelerate your already busy life? You are not alone in that assumption, but you should know that God has entirely different ways of enlarging your influence and impact. I can assure you that you'll see God work in at least 3 surprising ways. You'll discover, like Gerald did, that God will arrange circumstances and opportunities that are more strategic for you. It will be as if God has become your master scheduler. You won't get more hours in your day, but you will discover more effective ways of using the hours you've given. The Spirit will show you ways to double your effectiveness and leverage your opportunities in the most ordinary moments. A walk down the hall at work, a phone call to a friend, a community event, all went well. All will become Jabbar's opportunity to see God at work. You'll notice that as some of your borders extended in certain areas and other borders will shrink, things that mattered before will drop off your priority list. Ask the Lord to take the limitations of your time and circumstances today. Ask Him to break them and multiply them like He did for the little boy who gave Jesus the 5 loaves and 2 fish. And get ready for miracles. After all, He's already prepared an extraordinary life in advance for you to start on today. My Jabbar's Journal. What are the ways that I've been letting the ticking of the clock drown out the roar of eternity? Let's do that again. My Jabbar's Journal. What are the ways that I've been letting the ticking of the clock drown out the roar of eternity? All right, the quote. Never tell a young person that anything cannot be done. God may have been waiting centuries for someone ignorant enough of the impossible to do that very thing. John Andrew Holmes. All right, remember to read the Jabbar's prayer. Remember to say it. You should know it pretty much close to it. And Jabbar called on the God of Israel, saying, Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, and that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain. So God granted him what he requested.